Hey, what's up, Instagram? Happy Monday. How you guys doing the day after the Super Bowl? I'm gonna wait for Instagram to go on out there and find some of you guys so that you can come on in to this interesting conversation. Hey, Yvonne, Loyal Realty, thank you so much for joining. Listen, guys, like I said, I'm gonna wait for Instagram to go on out there and find some of you guys and let you guys know that I am live. But before my guests come on, we're going to be talking about attracting those high-end clients. And before she actually jumps on with me, I just want to say, hey, Mark, Miller Nation 196, Coach Janelle. I'm going to let you in one moment, Coach Janelle. So real quick, Hawkins and Simeon, hey, Tony, how you doing? So real quick, we're going to be talking about attracting high-end clients, but I thought it was such a great conversation today that we're having, this just coming off of Super Bowl yesterday. And as we talk about high-end clients, just some of my feedback, my takeaways from yesterday's Super Bowl Sunday as we're talking about our high-end client. Some of you guys said that you weren't feeling Rihanna. Some of you just said she was kind of lame. Some of you said, she did the best she could, being that she had that baby bump, right? Listen, no matter what she did, it was all about the marketing. Because if you really thought about it, the girl came out, she did what she had to do, right? She sung. But guess what? In the middle of singing, didn't she drop something? Didn't she drop her Fenty Beauty products? Didn't she have on some of her products that she actually sells? So it was all about the marketing. She was speaking directly to her ideal clients right there in that moment when she was talked about or brought out the lipstick or whatever, the Fenty products. So it was purely marketing. And when we think about marketing, it's all about making sure that we speak to our ideal client. So if you caught my post earlier today on Facebook, I actually said that her marketing team was pretty smart, because by dropping that little part in there about the lipstick and the outfit that she wore, because some of y'all want to get that look all over, right? So it was just a marketing ploy. They knew who her ideal clients were. They dropped it right in the middle of Super Bowl so that you all could go and go to her website and buy and see what happens when you go to that website right now. Whoever went to that website, they're being repurposed. They're going to be retargeted. They're going to continue to get those emails or those commercials pop up in their thread. If they signed up on the list, then guess what? They are going to continuously get emails so that they are being marketed by Rihanna's company. All right. So just my little 2 cents. Even though the girl didn't get paid, all you guys were worried about, she didn't get paid. It was all about the marketing, because she's going to collect her coins. She's definitely going to collect her coins, even if it's on the back end. She's going to collect them. Y'all going to buy the beauty products. And some of you guys are even going to buy the outfit to try to get that same look. So that's just my 2 cents. Today, we are talking about attracting high-end clients. So if you're just checking in, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My guest is waiting. Let me just bring her up. You can come on in. Let's see, did she ask? Okay. So for those of you who are just chiming in for the very first time, I am Dr. Cozette M, America's #1 tax and accounting strategist. I work with my 6- and 7-figure CEOs to help them truly understand where they are leaving money on the table. Also to help them reduce that tax liability with Uncle Sam, looking at those key performance indicators, looking at how can they restructure their organization, entity changing, S corporation, maybe even a C corp, but things of that nature. I help with our CEOs to really help them stop wasting money, understand what are the profit margins, look at things that sometimes they don't have the time to look at. I'm also working with our EAs, CPAs, and tax professionals to help them grow, scale, and leverage in their organization. So Janelle, I'm going to bring you on right now by coaching, also offering tools and resources for them, continuing education courses and whatnot. So that's just a little bit about me. If you're just finding out who this woman is for the very first time on this Instagram, or in these social media streets. Hey, Janelle. Hey, Coach
Hey,
Janelle. How are you?
I am doing well. It is just a blessing to be on here, Dr. Cozette. Man, just what an honor.
Yes. So listen, when we made the post today, someone said, and I think she's on here. She is, I believe. She said she had to get on here because she wanted to know about attracting high-end clients because she was ready to fire some clients. So we're gonna get into this most needed conversation because as you know, our industry is always complaining about those high-end clients. But before we do that, go ahead. Introduce yourself. Tell the listeners who you are and everything they need to know, Janelle.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Cozette. Like, I know we're gonna talk about the event Thrive Live. I'm excited for that as well too. And it's been amazing. Been following you. Have been glad to met you at Move to Millions
Yeah.
conference. And
Yes.
so it's just definitely been a blessing. My name is Janelle Montgomery, CPA for over a decade, and I like to help entrepreneurs reduce their taxes, build wealth, and live more. So that is what I love to do. I help seven-figure like entrepreneurs that are like doing it right, help them just be the financial piece of their company. So I love that. But my main thing that I like to do is tax planning, and that is like the main thing, tax planning and business coaching. So
Absolutely. So I always have to say this because I said this to you once before. You know, Montgomery is my maiden name. So every time I see Janelle Montgomery, I'm like, that's my sister.
right, we family, we are family. I love it. You
Yes.
tell me that right. Okay, I love
Yes,
that.
that's my maiden
I
name.
love that.
And it's so funny
Yes.
because I still have people calling me Cozette Montgomery. I'm like, but that's me, y'all. That's me. But anyway, so let me give a shout out to some of our folks that are in with us. Hey, Tony, again, I see thumbs up. We got Tori on here. We got Jay Favored, Numbers Girls, Daj. I'm gonna say DAJ. I'm gonna say this is you, Marie. I don't know. MF Porter 59. Maybe that's her who asked the question. Yvonne Loyal Realty. I said hey to Mark. If I missed you, more. Don't kill me. I know your name, but you're gonna kill me. But I'll just see the more right now. Um, I can't even say this
Lewis,
last one.
Lewis
Super duper
Moyer.
fly. Super duper fly vegan. Oh, that's who that is. Super duper fly vegan. Hey, 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 everybody. Yes, Marie. Okay. She wanted to jump in and see how to attract those high end clients. So let's have a conversation about that because it's always been something that individuals feel as if they cannot attract. And when we talk about attracting, what we think about, we bring about. So number one, we have to get rid of those limited beliefs that we cannot attract them because we could do anything we want to do, first of all. So let's share some strategies, some tactics that you use in your business for attracting those higher end clients.
I like it. I like it. I would say that one of the main things that is missed when attracting high-end clients is the fact that we don't really sit down and really assess what their needs are. Because there's how we like to say it, and this is not original. Let me preface that. I have my own version, but I'm going to use this because I feel like this will definitely drive the point. But you have what you call freeple people, right? It's called freeple people. That's people who like to get things free, right? So anything that's free, and that's first type of people, right? Nothing wrong. Everybody starts somewhere. So you got the freeple people. Then you have the feeple people, FEE, pull, right? That is where people are willing to pay a fee, right? But they're very mindful. They're like, I'll pay the fee and that's it, right? Thank you very much. And then you have the preple people. These are premium people. And we have to figure out what are the needs of premium clients. It's what's crazy is that a lot of people think, okay, the same needs, like, okay, they don't have the same needs. You have to understand that your regular, business owner that may be starting out or may be pretty steady, riding at the 6-figure mark every year, is going to have different needs than someone who is at 7 figures and 8 figures and beyond.
Exactly.
Totally different. And so you have to have a different approach, a different strategy, because the thing is that you can't be like the, what is it called? Chasing. Like, people don't want to be like chased, right? Like, whenever someone's trying to chase premium, like, if they want you, they come after you. And what's going to cause them to come to you is to be an attractive person.
Yes.
Jim Rohn says, in order to attract, right, the good, in order to attract higher level people, you've got to be attractive. And what happens is when you come with a needy energy to premium people, they're going to sense that.
Yes.
Okay. They just want me for my money, versus what is a higher level of service that I can provide for them that will cause them to want to pay me for the level of service that I can provide. And so the thing is one of the things that I will let you know that is a strategy is that you have to value what they value. One of the things that they value is, it's going to sound crazy, right? Because they're premium clients, they're higher end clients, is that time is more valuable than money.
Yes. Say that again. Time is more valuable than money.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. They don't want to sit here and think, okay, thank you for this. I'm going to figure out how to do this on my own. They don't think in that terms. Now, I understand you starting out in your business, you got to do things on your own. But the thing is they believe and they know that time is more infinitely valued than money. Why is that?
That is so true.
That's
I can attest to that. I don't mind paying for services. Right. I value my time. And if I can find a more efficient way, a quicker way to get it done and get it done correctly, then I will definitely pay for the service. And I think that is what we all need to understand. But we also have to understand that some things prevent us going to the marketplace and not having the right messaging. If our message is off, then we are going to attract the wrong people. And we have to remember that every time we make a post on social media, every single time we make a post on social media, we have to think about, who am I speaking to? Am I speaking to my ideal client? Some of us are afraid to actually speak to our ideal client because we believe that we are not going to close the sale. If you do it consistently, then guess what? Your ideal clients will be attracted to your page, will be attracted to you. It's like a magnet. But if your messaging is off, you're going to continue to get who you are speaking to in the marketplace. So we got to change our mindset. We got to change our messaging, because the messaging is really what's messing us up. And the premium people will come to you. You will notice immediately, as soon as you work on your marketing or your messaging, then you will shift who you will be working with. But it may take sitting down and doing some homework, trying to figure out who that person is. How do they shop? How do they spend? What type of decisions do they make? Where do they hang out? It takes taking a deeper dive, you guys.
So good.
You got to stand out. You cannot be like your competitors. If you want to be like your competitors, then guess what? You're going to get what your competitors are getting.
Ooh, that part. Listen, y'all drop gems. Thank you. Look, Stevens is already on here. Joseph is already on here talking about thank you for the gems. I'm like really excited.
So let's see this. Messaging and mindset and messaging is the key. You are so right. You have to change your messaging. Amen. Preach. Talk to us. Let's go faster. Yes. It is, you guys, like, in order to attract, because we are attracting them into our space. The words we say goes out into the universe, and that is what is actually coming in our way. So that's one way. Okay, that's the start. Raising your pricing. Why are you afraid to raise your price? My coach will always say, when you raise those prices, you will also attract. It's psychological, you guys. It's the psychology of sales is really what it's about. So it's really just sitting down and assessing some things and taking your time to do some homework so that on the back end, you can start seeing the shift. You can transform your business just by making some small twitches.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna be real honest with you because I have an accountability partner, and she right now is so stressing about who her ideal client is.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, guys, the same person that you worked with when you first started your business, let's say it was teachers, I don't know. Now you're working with principals. I don't know, administrators. You're just going in, you're changing the messaging. Talk to the principals and the administrators. Don't talk to the teachers. Maybe the teachers aren't interested in becoming a principal.
That's facts. That's gems right there.
Messaging.
Wow. Like, and you really have to delve into what are the struggles that they have, right? I mean, and let me just give a little bit of a hint. You're probably not going to get the premium clients by saying, hey, figure out how to do your own bookkeeping, or let me give you a spreadsheet instead of, using a particular software, right? Those types of messaging is going to attract a certain amount of clients. And one key thing that Dr. Cozette was talking about was when you change your message and you change your price sends a message. Point
right.
Blank.
Not the 97 and not the 99s.
Nope.
So you just said something. You said bookkeeping. Mm-hmm. And you guys may hate me, but I'm got to just speak my mind, and I'm just being as transparent as I possibly can. Right. I stray away from using the word bookkeeping because when I think about bookkeeping, that's not high end to me. No. That's transactional work. So I don't solicit, promote in my messaging. I don't use the word bookkeeping because the connotation or the message that is received on the other end is that's just low end transactional work. Ooh. That is how a CEO that's looking for someone to come in and oversee, manage his books, do some tax planning, some strategic planning. He or she is thinking, I don't need a bookkeeper. I can hire the young lady, the man down the street to come in and input the data into my system. I need someone who's going to dig in and do some analytical work and is going to give me a strategy, a true plan. And he or she is not thinking about a quote unquote a bookkeeper. So I stray away from that word. I never really liked it. I don't even when I was in corporate, you dare not call me a bookkeeper.
That's facts.
It is. You dare not call me a bookkeeper.
That is straight facts. Like me and you, like we're CPAs. You've been in corporate a high level. I think you were like CFO or VP. Like they don't like you're so much more than a bookkeeper. Yeah. Like it's like bookkeeping, like what she was talking about. Like you have to go from thinking transactional to transformational. If you can do that, then that will definitely higher up, that will definitely level up your service, because if you can go from just being only transactional to transformational, that's what high-end clients look for. And there's a question actually that says, what word do you use other than bookkeeping?
Yes, I like that, Joseph. So yes, I would use virtual CFO, fractional CFO, just as you put in the thread. Tax planning is all, tax strategist, something along those words. But I definitely, unless you are a bookkeeper and you're happy with it, you're fine. That's great. If you're attracting your clients and they're high end to you, then great. Don't change anything. But if you are looking for our premium clients, and when I say premium, you all, when I think about accounting services on a monthly basis, I'm looking at somewhere at least 2,500 and above. If we at that 5,500 and above, then you guys do the math. All you need is 10 clients. This is the math that I'm gonna give you guys. If you had 10 clients paying you $5,500 a month, go do the math. Go see where that's at annually. If you're doing taxes, you add on whatever that is. If you have tax planning or something else, come on. We talking about seven-figure business owners, you guys.
Ooh, that's it.
Math. Do the math. But you can keep your 10 bookkeeping clients at $500, and then Do the math.
Right,
Do
right.
the math.
She said, "Do the math." I mean, and some people like that. Now that if that's you, well, what we're doing is we talking about higher end clients. So obviously, you guys are here. We're talking about that, and I would definitely say that do the math, change your messaging, right? Knowing that your price sends out a message. So no matter how good you are, if your price is really low and you're doing all these things and you call yourself a bookkeeper and you're doing tax planning, you're planning out their cash flow, you're doing cash flow analysis, you're doing all of these things, it's still in the client's mind, they're going to perceive you as a lower value service provider. That's how they're going to perceive you as, even though you are doing. And so I know we talked about Rihanna, right? How I like to see it is that, to me, she didn't have to prove herself because she's already the billionaire. And guess what? Some people you hire and you work with, or you want to eat dinner with, is because if you know what they do. Some people is that they have a higher level of thinking, and some people is just of who they are. So if you wanted to sit down with Oprah, with Jay-Z or Rihanna or whoever else, is because of who they are, because of what they accomplish in life. And so we have to get to a point to where we establish and as ourselves as an authority. Once we establish ourselves as an authority in this space, then people aren't going to be questioning, okay, I don't know. They're not going to be questioning the little things that are lower value. They're going to see that you are able to provide a higher value because of how you establish yourself as an authority.
Right. So that brings up another thing. That is why it's really important to all of you who are listening, and anyone who comes on the replay. It's really important for you to identify who your category of one is, to really be seen as a subject matter expert and the authority in the industry in which you service. I'm gonna go back. I said teachers. I don't know where that came from, but if you service teachers, if you service therapists, if you service cosmetologists, whoever it is that you serve, dentists, doctors, lawyers, whoever it is that you serve, you need to be able to identify what are those pain points that doctor, that dentist, that teacher, that cosmetologist, that lawyer, what is their pain points? What do they experience? What do they complain about every day? Is it turnover for the dentist? Is it the patients making their 6-month checkup appointment when they leave, but they don't come back? What's happening there? That is a weakness in their industry. So you, as the subject matter expert, you need to study what's going on in that industry. You need to do a SWOT analysis on that dentist office, another dentist office, and see if there's some type of common thread. And you need to be the subject matter expert so that when the dentist calls and he's telling you what his pain points are, you've already heard those pain points over and over and over again, because guess what? That's your ideal client. It's going to make it easier for you to do the analysis, to do the projections, to set the key performance indicators, because you have some inclination. You know what's happening. You've worked with other dentists to understand how the operations work within the dentist industry. Okay, so that's the category of one, and then you'll be able to command those premium rates because you're adding value. And you're going in and you're doing the work, and you're not trying to study as you're going along to this new dentist office. You know what to go in and look for. You may have spreadsheets, you may have spreadsheets that you use, whatever you're using, to already go in, play with the numbers, work the numbers. That is what we're talking about, attracting high-end clients, you adding value. But it's got to start with you. You all got to do some work.
It just made me think of something about a specialist, a doctor who specializes in feet, right? Every person who walks in there, they've either been referred by a general doctor, right? And they come in and they're like, hey, there's something wrong with my feet, right? 9 times out of 10, before like the client even opens up their mouth. Maybe they done a x-ray and they can already know what the
Yeah.
pain point is or what's causing the issue. The thing is that they're going to allow the client, or they're going to allow that patient to describe the pain that they're feeling.
Yes.
And they're going to describe all of that. And so the doctor, he already has insight. And because he has a niche, and because he finds that category 1, you know, he knows everything about feet, he can go in and say, okay, this is what's wrong with your foot. This is the cause. This is the thing. If this doesn't get fixed, then this is where, okay, because the thing is that the patient comes in there, I want to run again. I want to run marathons again. Now we're thinking about higher level clients, right? What are their dreams? What are their goals? And so, hey, if you want to start running a marathon, I actually had a good friend who had to sit out for a while, but he's been able to run marathons again. And so he had to put that out there. Okay, I know your dream. I know your goal is to run marathons again, right? So if that's the case, this is the steps that we need to take, and not overwhelm them with the process, but overwhelm them with the payoff. Okay,
Right.
if you come to me, if you select my solution, my prescription, right? Prescription or whatever that is, then this is what you're going to be able to do. And every single time I've mentioned that on a call, it's been like a sale, because it's like, thank you for getting me.
Right.
Like premium clients want to feel like that you have them, like you understand them.
Right.
And so, yeah, so that's
And
important.
you know, you're talking to me because I'm in a boot right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
You talking to me? I'm in the boot. Wait, let me tell you guys. I went to the foot doctor and I told her what was wrong. She's like, no, you almost got it right, but you didn't diagnose it right. But I'm literally in a boot, but that's okay. But you got
I didn't know that. Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
well,
but
how long until your recovery?
it was only supposed to be a month, but it's a challenge wearing that boot. So it's been a little longer than a month. But hopefully it's getting better. It's getting better. So I have tendonitis. So but it's getting better. It's moving. So anyway, that's a whole nother subject, y'all. But she gave a great
That is wow, that's amazing. And so that's the thing, like just knowing, like if you go to the look, I don't even know the name of the doctor, because I know it starts with a podiatrist. Yeah, let me not even say it. But that's the thing, is being that specialist in the field for that certain industry. It's like, you know, the ins and outs of that industry.
Yes.
And so you're able to charge a premium rate, because one question that's always asked is, hey, have you done people in our field before? Have you worked with dentists? Have you worked with doctors? Have you worked with whoever your niche is? Have you worked with this particular industry?
Yes. And go ahead. I was just, as you were saying that, and I was reading Joseph's comments and whatnot, but specializing in one particular industry does allow you to raise that premium. But what I was getting ready to say, what I was thinking is, we oftentimes get hit with the questions of, well, are you a CPA? Are you a tax professional, etc.?
Right.
That does play a part, but I don't allow that to prohibit me from attracting high-end clients.
Right.
If I'm a commander rate, then I'm a commander rate, and I'm going to stand in my power. I do not I command the rate, and I know that the energy that I give off, and I provide good service. That's
it. And that's it, because you've been in the industry, you've worked at a high level position. So like, you already knew the needs, and how I see that is that being an expert is just that people who are at a high end level, like, they want to know that you're the expert, because it comes to a place in your business to where you go from delegating tasks to delegating as far as thought leadership. And
Yes.
so they want to know that as they hire you, as they work with you, they want to know that you have like almost like a similar mindset, right? That you know how to be a thought leader in the financial space for that particular industry or for their particular company. And so one of the things, if you want to be a high end, and I know this works because I see Dr. Cozette, like she's in the rooms, like get in the rooms with some of your ideal clients.
Yes.
Like I've seen that. You want high end, you want to provide high end service, then what's important is that you want to get in the space with them so they see you, right? A lot of clients that I've worked with is because I've been in the same rooms. I've invested what they invest in, and they say, okay, this is someone who gets me because we're in the same space. Let's work together.
That is a valid point, a very valid point. And that was brought to my attention just in a recent conversation with someone. We understand and we can appreciate it, and we value it. So it's like-minded individuals flock together, so to speak.
That's it.
So that is true. That is true.
That is so true. And I see who's that cute little bit. Yeah, that was my son. He was, I don't know, he was just hanging out. He's gonna turn 7. He's a Valentine's Day baby. So yeah, he's excited.
All right.
He's excited. So yeah, so that those are some of the things. One that would be the main thing. If you're like, okay, how do I attract high-end clients? Go to where they play. It's almost like, where do they play at, right? Do they play on LinkedIn? Do they play on Instagram? Do they play in certain groups, right? And try to join some of those groups. I mean, don't say, hey, listen, let me poach people or whatnot. Now, we don't do that, right? Don't do that at all. So, but what we do is that we're able to stand in our space, in our power, and actually help people, right? You have to come from a place of serving. Once they see that, then you'll have that attraction factor to where high-end clients are like, okay, we're in the same space. What do you do? And of course, being a CPA, I get excited when I see other CPAs in the same space. Like, I just love it because they all do something different. They all serve high-end clients. Like, it's great. It's not, I never see it as like, what do you call it? Competition.
No.
Because there's more than enough for clients or whatever to go around. I never sit there like, I'm one of those people like, if somebody came to, I will recommend so quick. I will send a referral so quick. And so that's the thing, because I just feel like that everybody fits. Like, there's different people that fits in certain spaces. I was about to go to country clubs. Let me start with LinkedIn, right?
That's really where you need to hang out, and no pun intended, but you can hang out on Facebook if you choose to, but that may not be where the high-end clients are. I'm not saying that they're not over there, but that's why we have various platforms. You have to determine where the meat and bread is coming from. Is it coming from Facebook? I look at Facebook as, I look at each one of the platforms a little different, but you have to figure out what works best for you. Okay. But if you're going to play on each of the platforms, you have to make sure that your brand is on point as well. Make sure that your brand speaks to who your ideal client is. Make sure your brand speaks to the premium client, because if your brand speaks to Walmart, you're going to continue to get Walmart. If your brand speaks to Tesla, you're going to get Tesla. If it speaks to Mercedes, you're going to get Mercedes. If it speaks to Lamborghinis, then you're going to get, it speaks to who. Make sure your brand is on point. Brand is more than just your colors, more than just your logo. There's so much to your brand, you all. And when you really sit down and do some really, study about what your brand is, what's the purpose of, wait, I put something, hold on, because I wrote something out. Y'all just give me a minute. I'm going to pull this up because I want to just read it.
Ooh, I like that with the brand. Actually, someone reached out to me because of the brand. Like, I put some new pictures and they were like, oh, hold up, wait a minute.
Okay, so what is your brand purpose? What is your brand promise and vision? How does your brand differentiate? What is your brand's personality? What is your brand's messaging? All of that, you guys, is really speaking about your company, but it's also those that you want to serve, your high-end clients, prospects,
Right.
they look at all those things. You know, who do you serve? Why do you serve them? What are you about? Are you in alignment with my values?
Facts.
So small things, well, they're not really small things, they're big things, but we are not taking the time to peel the onion to really understand why we're not attracting those high-end clients. So we have to stop at every stop point. We got to look at our messaging. We got to look at our marketing. We got to look at our brand. We got to look at what we are promising. What is the promise that we are stating that we're giving? Are we living up to what we're stating that we're giving? And are we in the right rooms?
Oh, that part. That part. Actually, I just remembered that we were I know we met Move to Millions. I've been attending that in MSA.
It was MSA. It was MSA.
I remember. Yep. So
and
MSA
you know
is
what? Let's just say this: in the right room. I kid you not. That was virtual. What, 2 years ago? Almost. It was almost 2 years ago. In the right room, you all. We took a course with Andy Enriquez.
Right.
On gosh, what's the name of his program?
Master Storyteller Academy.
Yeah, Master Storyteller. But guess what? We were just in the room.
Yep.
Do you know how many clients I have picked up just by being in the room in a virtual setting? Wow. Identifying who I am, what I do, and who I serve. I picked up 3 clients from just being in the right room, you guys, in a virtual setting with about 50 people for 3 days. Okay?
That part.
So it's about being in the right place. Make sure your messaging is on point. Make sure your branding is speaking to your ideal client. I just went over a few things. Your brand purpose, your brand promise and mission. How does your brand differentiate from your competitors, your competition, your brand's personality, your brand messaging? But I'm also a strong believer of the message that we put out into the marketplace. It's who we're attracting. If our messaging is completely off, then guess what? Then that's what we're going to attract. Our messaging is how we get found. And if we're not getting found, then guess what? We're not collecting the coins. And if we want to be found by high-end premium clients, our messaging has got to be on point. And we probably need to change what platform we're on as well, to some of you who I know that are on here and have asked the question. And the rooms that you're in. Like attracts like.
Yep. I like that. And there's a question for you. How do you look at each of the social media platforms, Dr. White?
So that is a really good question. Just from being on the platforms for, years, I actually, and it's crazy. I'm gonna say this though. I should be hanging out on LinkedIn more often because that's where my ideal client is. But for some reason, and I'll just be real honest, I gravitate to Facebook. And I think, and this is how this is my philosophy on all the 3 platforms that I hang out on. Facebook is more for your cheerleaders. That's how I look at it. That's where you're going to get a lot of the laughter, a lot of the day-to-day jokes and whatnot. Instagram has been really great for me. It has been great for growing the business. If I'm looking at the tax and accounting side, then that is where I can get my clients that I want for longevity. And what I mean by longevity, I'm talking about my higher end premium clients that need me for accounting services. They need the tax planning. They need the strategy, the virtual CFO work. I find them on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And they're easier to convert, and they're serious buyers. And the other thing is, because I know this for a fact, because I looked at it yesterday, we did a buyer's persona. So we know their buying pattern. We know a lot about our buyers over on the LinkedIn platform.
Wow. That's so good.
It's relationship building. It's not about hopping in a inbox, a DM and saying buy this. It's about building a relationship. Building a relationship is getting to know them, building trust, having some dialogue, some conversation, having a quick conversation with them of 15 minutes just to introduce yourself. if you guys know anything about me, and somebody's on here and probably will attest to it, but I don't like typing out stuff. I will do a voice note in a minute because it's quick. Hey, Janelle, and I think I probably did it with you earlier. Hey, Janelle, this, because they can hear your voice, your tone, the ebbs and flows. So that's just me. So Instagram has been great for building the business as well, for growing the business, because we're out of the build, for growing the business. And Facebook does bring clients, but it depends. Those are my clients that really take my courses. They register for the continuing education component that we have in the company. So every platform generates a different type of client. And I will honestly say, you can go from my low to my mid and to my high. You got Facebook, you got Instagram, and then you have LinkedIn, truth be told.
Wow. Y'all, I don't know. Someone's gonna leave this live and be like, let me build up my brain on LinkedIn. Y'all better come back. And so where you got this information, she just dropped, like, y'all know, she just dropped it. Like right there, LinkedIn, build relationship. Like I don't know what else to say, but like she just dropped like so many gems to where if you're not like already in a multiple 6-figure, almost a 7-figure mark, like by next year, like, and following the other things that she has, because she has an amazing course as well too. So I'm just saying, she just dropped like, I don't think y'all know like the game that she just dropped. Like she just told y'all, just like, you don't have to figure it out on your own. You could have been like, all right, I'm gonna stay on Instagram. You could have figured it out on your own, but she just told y'all Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Build relationships on LinkedIn.
That's how I roll. Now you may roll a different way, so you got to figure out what's your ebbs and flows. But that's just how I roll, So, but
she ain't struggling, y'all.
It works.
So I'm just saying,
it works.
Yeah, she's saying it works. That's like a confident, like I'll make a lot of money on LinkedIn. So take that hit and take it with y'all. Like I'm serious. Like that is some good stuff. So this is big.
But Janelle, just Coach Janelle, to be honest, it is, but I want you guys, don't forget the component. Relationship. Relationship is the currency, the new currency, okay? Build those relationships. You will find that when you build a relationship, so much can come out of a relationship. I had someone in the middle of seriously, in the middle of Rihanna performing or building relationships. Me and a colleague, we had jumped on the phone real quick. We were handling our business and looking at Rihanna, and then back to business, and like, is she pregnant? Well, that's what everybody's saying on social media, but it's building a relationship. I met her on social media. I've never met her in person, but building those relationships will position you into places that you cannot imagine. Okay. So hopefully this was good for someone. Janelle, where can they follow you at? They're going to follow you on LinkedIn?
Hey. I know, right? That part. Y'all can actually follow me on Instagram. I'm like, I do like to be everywhere. Coach Janelle CPA. Just tag on my profile. I like to, I'm going to start putting out more reels, right? And so just more information, because I know that attracting high-end clients is definitely a big need. I mean, wanting to get paid more and, work less, right? And so just a lot of gems that have been dropped. And so, yes, you can find me on Coach Janelle CPA or Janelle Montgomery on LinkedIn, right? Or Coach Janelle CPA also on Facebook. So,
and also, one thing that I want to leave you guys is, when you show up, just show up regularly, and don't so much worry about being perfect and whatnot. I've been in the social media game probably since 2013. And when I look back at some of my older videos, I used to think I had to be perfect, but it's really about the information. People want to know that you're providing valuable information and that you are trustworthy as well, because there's a lot of things that go on unethically on this social media these days. So any final words in closing for them?
Just to piggyback on what you said, whatever platform that you go on, it is important that you show up, because back then, whenever I was going into the entrepreneur space, I went live for 90 days, and just off of those 90 days, I made 40 grand. So that's the thing. Like you can make money wherever, but the very most important part that you want to do is to show up. Like if whenever you show up, that's like half the battle. They see that you're there. They see that you're consistent. And with that, you're able to just build and build. And you'll be able to tweak your messaging. So maybe you may not have your message dialed down. Now that's when I would say go ahead, hire a mentor like Dr. Cozette, right? Or yes, do that. I would say do that regardless. Just hire a mentor, right? And then also you want to get in the habit of being like doing it until you get good enough. And so that's going to be really important, is that you want to show up. And so if that's something that something to take away, I would say that would be something that you would definitely need to take away. What did she say? Oh yeah, that was back in the day. Yeah, that was my.
I actually remember that when you were on. I remember that. I really, really do. Oh, wow. She did have. She set a challenge with herself. So it's about the consistency, showing up, being consistent. Yes. So what I would like to say is just show up, show out, do it consistently, identify who it is you want to work with, who your ideal client is, and make sure that your message is speaking to them. Mm-hmm. If it is the 8-figure entrepreneur, speak 8-figure. Don't be afraid to speak 8-figure, because guess what? The 5 figures will keep going because you're not talking to them. Mm-hmm. The 6 figures will keep going because you're not talking to them. The 7 figures will keep going because you're not talking about them. But the 8 figures, you caught them. You attracted them. They stopped. That's what you want people to do, to stop scrolling and stop on your page. You've seen it. Stop the scrolling. I'm here. That's what you want them to do. You want to grab their attention. Now, I can't tell you guys no more because I was going to give you another. But you want to grab their attention. It's basically what it is. So listen, guys, you guys know you can follow me right here on Instagram. I do what I call Thriving Conversations at 2:30, pretty much every day during the week except for Friday. Tuesdays is hit and miss, but Thriving Conversations with my EAs, my CPAs, and my tax professionals. We're talking about conversations just like this, all right? But what I really would like for you guys to do is just click the link up top in my bio to learn about Thrive Live. Thrive Live is a conference that I am hosting May 11th through the 13th. It is a 3-day conference designed by a finance individual, tax professional, enrolled agent, CPA. If you are stuck, you're stagnant, you're ready to move, you're ready to next level, you are ready to stop doing what you are doing because it's not working, then I want you to hit that link above. It says Thrive Live Experience. Click on that so that you can be in the house with myself as well as other tax professionals, enrolled agents. Here's why you want to be in the room. If you're ready to change your messaging, then you need to be in the room. Mm-hmm. If you are ready to learn how to price for profit, how to look at those profit margins to say, am I making money? Am I not making money? You need to be in the room. If you're ready to leverage with automations and systems, and to get rid of that limited mindset that you have, because the limited mindset is what's preventing you from moving forward. The limited mindset is what's preventing you from moving those prices to what you truly desire, to what you're worth, instead of charging those low prices. I encourage you guys to be in the house. Not only will you have all of what I just said and a lot more, but you'll also have an opportunity to earn continuing education hours. We are a continuing education provider with the IRS, and you will have that opportunity to clock your hours over 3 days, sitting in the room, learning about growing your business. We have an educator who's teaching on the business segments, the S Corp, the S Corp, C Corp. We have due diligence, we have ethics, and all of our trainers, most of our trainers are retired IRS agents. So you guys definitely want to be in the house. Look, all the goods, the whole details are up in the button above. Just click Thrive Live experience to get in the house. And I can't wait to see you guys. Make sure if you catch this on the replay, hit hashtag replay. I do come back and I watch these. And I just thank you guys for joining Janelle and I today. And make sure you continue to follow us and we'll support you as well. All right. And Joseph, thank you for all of the comments. You the man today.
Right.
You the man. We appreciate you. Yes. Yes. Continuing education. So you guys have a beautiful one. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Janelle. Okay.
Yes, you're welcome. Pleasure to be
All
on
right.
here.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.